And we all have this feeling that I came into this world. Now, it isn't true. You came out of this world, like a leaf comes out of a tree.
How you doing, everyone? Welcome to this final video. And I had a few commitments to make, which I said in the goodbye video, and I've done those commitments now. So now I can just say a more positive farewell, because, you know, I don't want to leave it like how I left it before. Obviously, I was in a bad situation. We had some stuff going on, personal stuff in the family, which really rocked my world, you know, and yeah, it kind of made me think I'm not spending enough time with my family. And this latest round of bad news made me feel that I want to be more involved in my family's life and my children's life. But not just that, it also made me think about the direction which I'm going in the future, you know, what kind of legacy I'm leaving. Although it was a tough time, there was so much love and support. You know, people don't know what happened, and obviously I can't speak about it because it's very personal, but it was very bad. It was very tragic. You know, it was a really tough time. But all of you that came out in the messages, sending love and support, it was absolutely incredible. All of the support I got from you guys. You know, when we do have problems, it's good to talk about it. Even if we can't say too much, I think it's good to talk about things. And yeah, there was a hell of a lot of support, and it made me realize there's still good in this kind of YouTube space and this industry. Because on the groups and stuff, there's so much negativity, so much arguing about cameras and lenses and, oh, your camera's trash because it has micro HDMI and all that nonsense. And it's just tiring. And that was the whole reason why we started CINE in the first place, is to bring a bit more fun and creativity and hands-on stuff into this camera game. And I think we did quite well. I think our influence is everywhere. Like, you probably haven't noticed it. A lot of creators have never tagged us in our creations and stuff like that, but we literally are everywhere. From small creators, you can see our influence, even up to large creators or businesses like Small Rig. You can see how much of an influence that we've had on this part of the market. It's been absolutely phenomenal. But there also is a bad side that comes with this. And, you know, I explained that in the last video. And that really isn't what made me want to leave YouTube. That's very minor. I'm not really worried about all that stuff, but it just made me think about, you know, what legacy am I leaving? Because at the moment, I'm only known as that camera guy, and there's so much more to do than that. We only have a short time to do things, you know, exceptional things in life. And that's the reason why I'm leaving YouTube, the camera game, and going into a more positive direction, physically and online as well. I was speaking at an event recently. Yeah, it was crazy going into a place where you have so much different people and speaking about, you know, things like your faith and life and politics and stuff like that, which I don't really do too often. But it was very touching, and a lot of people came up to me afterwards and was speaking to me about what I said, and they were moved by it. And I think to myself, that tactile feeling that you get when you're speaking to people face to face, it can't be beaten. In the world of all this AI nonsense and slop and people just copying each other and all the fakes, you can't beat that one-to-one tactile feeling. And I want to do that, man. That's the kind of legacy I want to leave. Simon, I don't talk about him enough on this channel. The most incredible guy I know, man. But Simon isn't just all about computers and technology. On my last visit to Romania, I went to visit Simon, and he took me down to see a sculptor, a master sculptor. And one of the items that he showed me, a group of statues, the models, Simon actually 3D scanned those and positioned them how they would be when they're put into the town centre. His brother was assistant to the master sculptor, and now these statues are sitting in the town square in Romania, Târgu Mureș. And it just made me think about legacy, you know. people from generations will come and see, and Simon had a part to play in that. Granted, he didn't sculpt them himself, he didn't do anything like that, but he was doing the principal design on where they're going to be placed and how they should look. That's the kind of legacy or creation I think is so underrated. In this world of AI slop, it's garbage really. Like the whole thing about content creation and going out into the middle of nowhere and just creating, we're losing that. And I think that in CINE we kind of lost our way as well. So much pieces and 3D printed pieces, and you know, they were fun, they were great, but we lost our way of making, you know, a camera that is truly different from everything else out there. So even when I think about the Eve and the Elite, like they're just competing with all the other cameras out there. What is really different about them? So yeah, it just made me think that I need to get back into the mind frame of doing unique things. And although I'm not going to be doing anything on this channel anymore in the camera space, I've got a much bigger journey which I'm going on now, which I'll be starting in the new year. But also it's kind of reined us back in to release a camera that is truly worthy to be called an alternative cinema camera. But Simon is going to be heading up those projects now and looking after the YouTube and stuff. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean there's going to be reviews and all that kind of stuff. I would suspect Simon's going to probably upload a couple of videos a year, and maybe the same on Instagram, maybe keep you updated more on Instagram, because you know, he's a young guy, passionate guy, and I think he's going to do amazingly well now that he's looking after CINE. So yeah, I think it's time we should go and meet Simon now and hear what he's got to say. So everyone, Simon is here with me finally. It's been a long time since we've done a video together. Simon is like my brother, you know, and it's unfortunate because every time I come to Romania to see him, we always end up working. We never get time to chill. So it's actually been quite good this time that we haven't had much work to do.
Yeah,
you know,
chilling a bit.
Yeah, just chilling, yeah. We've just completed one of the last ARRI. So this is the third one we've built now, and making its way to America. And yeah, this is going to be the last ARRI. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous the way it is that this one's come out. You're a talented guy, Simon, man. You really have some amazing skill.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much.
No problem. So yeah, so I think I should let you tell people what's going on, because you're going to be doing bits on the channel now, although it's going to be very minimal. As I said, maybe 2 videos a year, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll let you, yeah, talk.
Yeah, okay. So as Colin already mentioned, the EVF is still coming. There has been a bit of problem with shipping. It's yeah, UPS gave us a really hard time with that, but it's still going to come, hopefully very soon. And of course the Eve. Some of you may know, already talked to me on Discord. The Eve is going to be open source, completely free. All the software, all the CAD files, printing, everything is going to be there for free. Yeah, hopefully that's going to be a really good gift for Christmas and New Year's for everyone.
And we really hope that, you know, once we release all those files, because we've tried to work with a few developers over this last few months.
Yeah.
And it's been a long, it's been a waste of time. Let's just be honest, it's been a waste of time.
Yeah.
So by doing this, we plan not to hold anybody back now, because we know there's some great developers out there. We've seen what people have done with our STL files and stuff like that. So we're hoping that you guys can push this last bit over the edge. Any talented developers can push it over the edge, and then we can get hopefully we can get a serious system out for the people next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone who likes this stuff and knows all about coding and designing, yeah, hopefully you guys can jump in and do something special for this project.
Yeah. And then I think maybe the Super 8 then, I think that's probably it.
Yeah, the Super 8, yeah, that's going to be it. The Super 8 is a special one for us. As we already use that camera, or these type of cameras, you know, that's something that's way different than all the box cameras we try to build. It has its own nice and challenging learning curves as well, and it's really going to bring the creativity out of people who's going to use it. So hopefully that's going to be a really good one.
Yeah, the code name is called Nicoda at the moment, but it probably will have another name when it's released. But we can't say too much about it at the moment, but there's not going to be anything like this on the market.
No.
Nothing like this on the market. And everything we've done so far in terms of what's on the market, and with the tuning that we did for the Super 8, we've got the ARRI contrast curve, with the Blackmagic Film Gen 1 Gamma Curve.
Yes.
So working with those things, we know that this camera will produce something special, but it's going to give you that old school type of feeling when you're recording.
Yeah.
You know, when you go out to record, you better make sure you slow down, take your time and record what you need to record, because this isn't your typical digital camera, but we'll explain more about that in the future. So yeah, I just wanted to, you know, Simon to come on, because like I said, if there's anything needs to be done, like build videos or anything, there won't be that many, I'm going to be honest with you. But Simon will be there, will be here for you guys, and he'll be here on Discord and stuff to talk to you whilst I'm off doing, you know, my thing. And don't get me wrong, we're still going to be working together. Me, I'm just going to be in the background, so I won't be on social media as much talking, you know, and doing all that normal stuff. And it's been great though. You know, I've met so many of you great guys through YouTube and Instagram. You know, Simon, if it wasn't for cameras and the social media groups,
yeah,
I wouldn't have
probably never talked.
Yeah, and there's so many other people. But I just, at this time now, I've just had enough of social media. And like I said, I'm not going to go into the stuff that happened, you know, that mad thread that was on EOS HD.
Oh, yeah. Some conspiracy theory going on.
That is like, you know, some of the stuff that we said, and, you know, and even Justin Phillips, when he made that video and he brought up, you know, them Reddit threads, what he brought up was like a fraction. There's been some really twisted stuff, and we don't even know why, because it's just cameras. But anyway, I'm not going to focus on none of that. We've got bigger fish to fry, and I want to get to know Simon properly, because it's like I'm coming here. I don't even know, I know so much about him, but I'm learning so much more.
Creativity, man.
Yeah,
Creativity,
I want to be like you.
That's the key.
Yeah, I want to be like you, Sam. I want to be like you, bro. It's been a joy to talk to all of you over the years. I want to thank the companies. My main company I want to thank is Small Rig. Been such a great company to me, even when I was very small. We only got 30k subs now, but when I was a very small creator, Small Rig were just so good to me, man. Very good company. So yeah, and I think that's probably about it.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should go out and get a steak.
Yeah.
And
chill.
Yeah, and chill. Yeah. 90% of this video was shot with my iPhone 17 Pro, and I was using this Sharge Disc Pro. Previously, I had problems with my hard drive, which meant I kept on getting dropped frames. But with this Disc Pro, I have no problems at all. The unit is made of plastic and metal, but it's made and feels very strong but lightweight at the same time. It also acts as a hub, which I really needed on my iPhone for filmmaking. It has a 1TB disk in this one, but you can get up to 4TB. And then we have this dual speed cooling fan on the rear here, and a large magnetic cooling plate. We also have vents on both sides. The unit has a button and a switch at the top. The switch is to turn the SSD on or off if you just want to use it as a hub, and the round button is used for the fan. Now the fan is automatic and will come on when the device gets hot, but you can also switch it on manually with 2 different speeds. Tucked in at the bottom here, we have a USB-C cable, which is capable of up to 10 GB per second write speed. And it has a very nice quality thick cable. Along the bottom we can see the 4 ports here. We have 2 USB-A ports, we have a HDMI 2.1 port, and a USB-C port. And that is it, a very simple, lovely device. Inside the box you also get a leather type case for when you're transporting your Disc Pro. And you also get 2 of these sticky magnets, which will allow you to fix the drive to computers, MacBooks, laptops, or anything else you might think of. The drive connects magnetically to the back of your case or your phone. Snaps on, very strong, no way of this coming off if you don't want it to. And then you just plug in your USB-C into the bottom of your phone, and that's it. The fan is a 2-speed fan and comes on automatically, but you can switch it on by this button here. It's a very quiet fan, which won't get in the way of your filming. The SSD has an activation switch so you can turn it off or on, but you cannot change this SSD for a different size because it is fixed to the circuit board. If you want, you could technically add another hard drive to one of these USB ports. Connect it to your phone is very simple. You plug it in and it shows up. When you connect the drive to your phone or laptop, it will just show up straight away. There's nothing you really need to do. If you press details, you can see the information of the drive. Mine is a 1TB, and you can also format it from here as well. The best part about this drive is that I no longer have any drop frames or write errors with the Blackmagic app. I can record anything I want to and it never drops a frame. Going into the media, I can select the Disc Pro and it immediately picks it up, no problem at all. Now I can record ProRes RAW, ProRes 422 or any of the flavors in any frame rate. Although you can record in ProRes RAW HQ, I always stick to ProRes 422 HQ because I find that that's good enough for what I need to do. You'll only get about 1 hour on a 1TB disc, so 422 HQ is good enough for me. You can check the disc size on the Blackmagic app just to see how much recording time you'll get. And as I said, ProRes RAW HQ isn't going to give you much time at all. The reason why I wanted a hub is because I also want to connect other devices such as microphones. Again, all of this video, the talking head shots were done with this little affordable Godox microphone plugged directly into the hub. Connecting it to your MacBook is easy. I've put one of these stickers on and it just connects magnetically, no problem at all. Now I can see all of my footage, I can go ahead and play it back or edit it. I can even copy movies or photos and stuff to this hard drive and use that as an external drive, which is going to be far less taxing on my MacBook SSD. The HDMI 2.1 can be used on your phone and connected to a monitor. I'm not sure why you'd really want to do this, but it's there if you need to do it. Maybe you're doing some type of project that requires an external monitor. Nevertheless, it can be done. I suspect most people will use the hub with a laptop and then you can connect it to a larger TV or display and then play back your movies or whatever in a larger screen. Again, just like any hub, it connected fine, the quality looks fine, absolutely fantastic. Just a side note that this drive will not work with the small rig cage as the USB-C plug is too big to go through the small rig cutout. I may modify this later because I really want to use the two of them together. But for you guys, I think you'll probably just use it on a normal phone or case, like the small rig one I have here. So that's it, the Sharge Disc Pro, absolutely fantastic. Just what I needed for mobile filmmaking. This is really gonna help me when I go out and shoot and I want to travel light, but still shoot high quality. Absolutely fantastic, I love this and I find this way more useful than just a normal little hard drive. So you can head over to Kickstarter right now. This is their 14th campaign, so this is definitely going to be a legit campaign. There's different types of hard drive sizes you can buy, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte or 4 terabyte. I'll leave the link in the description down below. Thank you, Sharge, for sending me this drive. So guys, have a happy Christmas and I hope you have a wonderful 2026. Look out for Simon on Instagram, Discord, you know, the odd YouTube video on this channel. And just, yeah, be kind to him, treat him well. He's very new to the whole social media thing, but I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job. So that's it guys, take care and I will see you on the other side. Later.